Hello, let's take a look at some modeling examples and be careful when you work these in the homework. There are probably some of the questions where you can kind of guess or use your intuition to get the number for an answer, but you do need to be able to create the model or function that is used to do the math. So some of them, again, you probably can get if the number, what's the area? You can probably figure it out. I've seen a lot of students do, but you need to be able to create equations and that sort of thing. All right. So let's take a look at this first example where ultimately we are looking for the area of the garden portion of this. So I'm going to draw a diagram as best I can. And we have an inside part that we're told the dimension is X. This is a square. We have a part on the outside with a walkway. We were told that the walkway is 3 feet wide. So all four sides of that walkway are 3 feet wide. I just labeled two of them. And then the full square on the outside, I just said length. And I used a capital L there. So start putting together just some basic equations that you know. So some of the basic geometry things you need to know, area of a square like that. And we're using the letter X instead of side or S. And then the total area. So we've got two different squares and two different areas. So make a distinction with those. We're also given information that total area is 18,000 square feet. So I labeled that over there. And so I need to ultimately create an equation that just has a single variable that I will then use to answer that final question like that. So in this case, I need to use X. So I need a representation for the length in terms of X. And well, part of it is X, and we got a 3 feet on one side and a 3 feet on the other side. So the length is X plus 6, which makes the area is we take each side and square it. So X plus 6, all that squared. And we also know that that's equal to 18,000 square feet. So I create that equation, I solve it, set it equal to 0. I am not going to try to factor. I don't believe it will. So I'm going to go right to the quadratic formula, type it in the calculator. I get two answers. The negative one should be obviously not correct. The 128 is probably more correct. And like other solving, highly recommend you double check that solution. But also think about, if you can, the reasonableness of that value. If you make a mistake, and if you make a big enough mistake and get a weird enough answer, for example, if you did your calculation and you said X is equal to 2, would you think that would make sense? I don't think it would. What if you had 1,028? So there's too big and too small that I think you can pause and go, that doesn't seem right, and you made a mistake and try to figure it out. But in this case, the 128 is correct, and the ultimate question is the area of that garden. So we just square it, and we get our answer. Always put those units when you write your answer there, whether the instructions tell you to or not. And are we done? I think we're done.